Hello everyone, welcome back to IPL Trivia with your host Priyadarshan. So I'm here to do the pre-match review for today evening's match, the Clash of the Titans I'm calling it. It is the Royal Challengers Bangalore taking on the Kolkata Knight Riders. Now this is a very interesting matchup and I'll tell you why. But before we get to that, it's time for some questions. So here are two questions for the players of the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So let's see how well you know your RCB squad. So here comes question number one. In June 2018, he was added to India's Test squad for one of their match against Afghanistan as a replacement for Mohammad Shami, but he did not end up playing the match. In April 2019, he was named as a standby bowler for the 2019 World Cup in England and Wales. Which cricketer are we talking about? So obviously from the question you figured out it's a bowler. He's an Indian bowler who is in the RCB squad as well. So there are a couple of them, but the bowler we are looking for is Navdeep Saini. So the man who's known for his pace. So we are talking about Navdeep Saini. Moving on to our second question, here it goes. Name this cricketer who proposed to his wife Danielle in front of one of the seven wonders of the world, that is the Taj Mahal, during a season of the Indian Premier League. So this is something which very few people might know. Everyone knows the name of the player, but can you think who would have done such a nice thing and especially during the IPL itself? So do you have any guesses? I think some of you may have cracked it. The answer that we are looking for is Mr. 360, that is AB de Villiers. So during an IPL season he proposed to his wife and they have a very cute little daughter as well. So that was the second question. Now we're moving on to the Kolkata Knight Riders. So let's see how well you know your KKR squad as well. Here's question number one. Who is the only bowler to have bowled a maiden super over in T20 cricket? Now one thing is bowling an over bowling a super over in the T20 format, and another thing is bowling a maiden. So who is this rock star bowler? So many of you might be thinking that it's a pace bowler, maybe Pat Cummins, maybe someone else. Whereas actually the answer we're looking for, the correct answer is Sunil Narine. So I've actually the video is there on YouTube. You can watch it. There were some 6 brilliantly bowled deliveries. You can watch the video as well. And that brings us to our last question. So here it goes. He pursued a Bachelor of Architecture degree at the SRM University in Chennai, which is a 5-year course. Then he worked as a freelance architect and also joined a firm later on. He then joined Crombest Cricket Club as a seam bowling all-rounder. Which cricketer are we talking about? So I think it's not that easy. He is a budding Indian player, maybe elder than many in age, but that does not talk about his quality. He has proven to be a deadly bowler and he is not a pace bowler anymore. So this bowler that we are talking about is Varun Chakravarti. So he has been the lead attack for the spin department in the KKR team. He has been chosen over even a Kuldeep Yadav, and he has been playing phenomenally well and bowling with such a good economy rate. So those were our 4 questions and answers for today. Coming back to the points table, this match is a make or break for a lot of teams in the IPL. Now, we know that the Rajasthan Royals and the Kings 11 Punjab are sitting at 8 points each. Kolkata is on the 4th spot with 10 points, whereas the Royal Challengers Bangalore have occupied the 3rd spot with 10 points. Now, the thing is, because 2 teams are at 8 points, if they get one more win, they might even come into the top 4. What a comeback story will that be for Kings 11 Punjab or even Rajasthan Royals for that matter. But it's a must-win match for Kolkata and even so for RCB, because they would like to solidify or just make sure that they get the points, enough points to qualify for the playoffs. So this is going to be a real tough match. And another one myth which has got broken in the past few games is that whichever team bats first, they end up winning the match, because that is how the IPL started off. That is how it was going on in most of the matches. But Kings 11 Punjab, the past 3 wins that they have got, they have surely proved that no, even if you're batting second, but you're batting with the right mindset, you have the right number of players, you have the correct batting lineups, no target is unachievable, because they have beaten teams like Delhi and Mumbai, which are ruling at the top of the table. So now that that myth is broken, I feel captains and teams will be much more open. Their mindset will be much more open to even batting second. It won't be a setback or something of that sort. That being said, one player which KKR really need to constrain is AB de Villiers, because even in their previous match they were going well, they were bowling well, but then he just comes down the order and he just smashes the ball around the park. With Virat Kohli also finding some form again, well, that batting lineup of RCB does sure look deadly. But nevertheless, even now I feel KKR has sorted out a lot of their batting issues. They're batting with a lot more confidence, and now that Dinesh Karthik doesn't have to worry about captaincy, I feel he can think more freely and more positively as a batsman and how to improve upon his form. We all know he is a good player, and we all know he is a good finisher as well. So that is why I feel it is essential that he comes to bat much after Ian Morgan, because Ian Morgan, whichever matches he has come to bat, he has made sure that he is there at least till the end. He may not score many big runs or with a very crazy strike rate, but he makes sure to see his team through the finish line, and that attitude is very important. When we're talking about the bowling attack, well, both the teams have a good bowling attack, where KKR have put their trust in a lot of Indian young pacers. On the contrary, we have RCB, who has where Chris Morris, him being an all-rounder, but still he's leading the pace attack for them. They do have a Mohammad Siraj and Navdeep Saini, but well, the bowler to be spoken about from the RCB squad is definitely Yuzvendra Chahal. So now at the end of the day, we know that each bowler only has 4 overs. So I feel Yuzvendra Chahal is a bowler whom the KKR batsman should not unnecessarily take on. Unless he bowls a loose delivery or it's a free hit or a no ball, well then they can have a go at it. But otherwise I feel they should just play out those 4 overs, probably try to take singles, rotate the strike, because he has been the leading wicket taker for RCB and he's not to be taken lightly. When we speak about Varun Chakravarti, well, he's the player to look forward to in today's match. I feel it's going to be an interesting competition between Varun Chakravarti and Yuzvendra Chahal. The batting order of KKR, well, Andrew Russell yet to fire in this year's IPL, but he is too important a player to not be a part of the team. So I also still believe he should be there, because he has been performing with the ball. He has been bowling those death overs, those good Yorkers, and we all know if he gets going while batting, well, then there's no stopping him. He is a storm, and the storm may be coming tonight. So let's see, when these two royal challengers and Knight Riders take on each other, who emerges victorious on top. I'm sorry, I'm a little biased here because I'm a KKR fan, so I'm rooting for my team to win. I'm rooting for my team to probably win with a good margin so that they can go to the 3rd spot onto the table, and RCB coming 4th. But anyhow, more than anything, what I'm waiting for, what I'm hoping for is a good positive game of cricket. So on this note, I will take your leave, and I will see you tomorrow with the match review. So all the best to all the fans out there, and Bulawa Aaya Hai.